Already Chubb being featured heavily on this opening drive. Stays on the field. He's in motion on 1st and 10. Brissett throws a laser beam over the middle, and it is caught. That's Amari Cooper. Has had about a month to prepare himself. How does he finish here? Brissett's pass completes. Cooper. Not far from where we are here in Cleveland. 3rd down pass is caught. Jacoby Brissett throwing a bullet, and the first time he targets Amari Cooper.
It's a free play here.
Play action from Brissett completes. Right back in the direction of Cooper. And this is going to be a 1st down for Cleveland. Brissett's 3rd down pass. Wide open. It's Cooper. Inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for the Browns. 3rd and goal from the 6. Brissett launches, touchdown, and Cooper was all by himself.
This is the matchup we wanted to see, right? Amari Cooper on Sauce Gardner. You thought he would come up and get hands on him there. He's so strong, so big. He doesn't, and he lets him go inside. He's expecting.
2nd and 14. Brissett, hard pass is caught. Cooper. There is a penalty flag thrown behind the line of scrimmage. 2 markers.
Jets usually play man, but showing zone here.
Here come the Jets off the corner. Cleveland picked it up, and then Brissett's pass is caught by Cooper. 7-point Browns lead as they begin from their own 31-yard line. 7 and change left in the 4th. Brissett again throwing across his body. That's a tough throw. Locating Cooper. And the officials say it's a catch. At least that was the initial call. They're still talking about it, and it will be a completion.
Hunt now in the backfield. Chubb and Hunt 1 and 1A. Fired over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Amari Cooper takes it to the end zone. So the Browns go for it on 4th down.
An easy slant move, and you can see Brissett anticipated that.
5 wide on the 2nd and 9. To the outside. Good pass right there. Cooper tight ropes the sideline. Big game.
Brissett to throw on 2nd and 8. Pulls it down. Now throws the quick slant, and that is Amari Cooper on the receiving end.
Certainly the running game has been working so far.
On 1st down, Brissett with time, throwing, going to the end zone, caught! Touchdown, Amari Cooper.
With a 3rd and 12, and they need the 35. Antonio, a good block. Nice catch right in front of Mills. Lassoed by Cooper. And still with 5 in the secondary. 4th and 5, Brissett. And to the end zone. And Cooper caught it. Touchdown! What a catch! 15-yard strike. Amari Cooper.
Well, how about Brissett deciding to take the matchup to the end zone, realizing they need 2 scores. Excellent job. It's just going to be whether or not he gets both feet in bounds. It's got to be confirmed first. 1, 2. This foot goes out of bounds, so that's what New England is saying, is that foot went out of bounds. But I think it was still, I think he still had the foot on the ground. There's 1, 2. So that foot hadn't come off the ground. So that would have been the 3rd step that goes down in the paint. This will be confirmed quickly, I would think.
1 and 2. After the field goal for the Ravens, 1st and 10. Fake to Chubb. Blocked by Conklin. Going deep, and he's got him. Amari Cooper out of bounds. Forced there by Stone. Big time connection. Put him at the 20-yard line.
This is a high-angle post as Cooper to the top of the screen is going to release to the inside. Looks like he's running a skinny post. Instead, he sticks his foot in the ground and runs a high angle. Jacoby Brissett does.
Brissett looking there. Cooper, a juggle, and a touchdown.
before he went out of bounds. Let's see. What is he going to look like coming back from basically 2 years out of the game? Yeah, he's missed a lot of football, and no one really knows what exactly to expect. Good protection, aired out. Cooper! Diving catch inside the 15. He was touched, but another big one from Brissett to Amari Cooper.
Von Bell, who he's locked up, and he's not able to get then over the top. Hill is expecting help, but Von Bell.
So far, Chubb has 4 carries for -1. A pass here. Brissett looking deep to the end zone. Has a man down there, and it's caught! Cooper with the touchdown!
The Bills brought pressure, and look at the coverage down the field, trying to get that hand in between Taron Johnson. Great coverage, but a spectacular catch by Peoples-Jones.
1st and goal. Brissett to the end zone for Cooper, and he's got it for his 2nd touchdown of the day. That's his 1st catch of the 2nd half, after he had 6 for 91 in the 1st half, and they'll go for 2.
Great job by the offensive line the last couple of plays. We had a run sandwiched in between a lot of passes, so that protection.
1:30 to go. Brissett looking sideline for Cooper. Nice adjustment and the catch for Amari Cooper.
There's Cooper in motion. Brissett looking to throw on 3rd down. There he goes to Cooper. Wide open. Cooper makes the catch inside the 10 to the 5 and tackled at the 2. 46-yard catch and run.
They have shut down, and they've allowed 0 separation on these receivers in this game.
He'll play fake this time and throwing to the sideline. That pass is complete to Amari Cooper, and Cooper up the sideline before he is out of bounds inside the Cincinnati 25.
But I agree, that was a large hold. Deshaun Watson on the play fake, looks for Cooper, makes the grab, 1st down. Watson thrown again, over the middle, Cooper again. Cooper has room to run. Cooper takes it inside the 20.
3rd and 11 after Hunt lost yardage. Watson slinging it, boy, tight window, and it is complete somehow to Cooper.
Okay, so they're in zone. No one traveled with him, giving him information.
Watson steps up. It's complete. Cooper. Just an exquisite pass from Watson. Justin Evans on the tackle. They pick up 21. Well, they lose about 23 seconds of game clock right there. 3rd and 13. Watson's pass up the seam. It is caught. What a snatch by Cooper.
About doing it the right way. The 6-year man out of Miami to Njoku. Quick toss. Cooper. There he is. Didn't drop that one. And slipped past the defender and escaped Ridgeway and got all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, you're just man-to-man out here, and it's Fuller on the outside, but watch the close. You've got the whole sideline as part of your, as part of your defense there, so you can push him out of the sideline, but you take that inside path that's a leverage path that's just wrong, and then obviously Cooper down the sideline. That was the first catch to a wide receiver, by the way, and drafted Conklin, so he's one of those guys that understands it.
Watson looking downfield. He's got Cooper again. Another 3rd down conversion to Amari Cooper. The 2 big plays through the pass game for Cleveland have belonged to number 2 today. All 6 timeouts at the coach's disposal, plus the 2-minute warning. Chubb stays in to help with the pressure, opening up Watson to find Amari Cooper, and Cooper sneaks in for the touchdown. A huge Cleveland score late in this game. The 2nd of the day for Cooper.
And Watson delivering. And what happens when you flash that play action, when you flash that running back, that underneath coverage gets sucked up. You see Mayo.
This offense still runs through their run game.
Watson with time, throwing. Got his man on the run. That's Amari Cooper down the sideline and out of bounds, close to the 10-yard line.